All right, let's take a look at the beginning. You have the Two of Swords, and this is kind of a little bit of a protective, can be a little overprotective card. It does feel like you are kind of deep in contemplation about the next step, a little protective, maybe isolating yourself a little bit. But it does look like your heart space you're being a little overprotective in your heart space. And it feels like the defense swords are out there. So it does look like it requires some communication from you. So come out of the cave, speak your truth, Gemini, and get that energy moving along. But it does look like you may be overthinking something a little bit, kind of afraid to take your first step into your new beginnings. So the Wheel of Fortune here is to remind you this is a very, very lucky time. Go ahead and step into your greatness. Give it a try. It does feel like you're starting some new endeavors or wanting to start some new endeavors. This may be a new job. This may be moving. This may be going back to school, graduating. But it does feel like something has come to an end and now you're going to fill it in with some unknown activity or place. But the Wheel of Fortune is here to remind you to go ahead and take a step into the future, and you can figure it out while you are in the middle of it. It does feel like the overthinking is kind of just holding you back a little bit from your greatness into moving into what you want to do. Of course, you can always go down one avenue. If it doesn't work, turn right around and try another avenue. That is how we learn, by making mistakes. So this Wheel of Fortune is here to remind you to take a chance. It's a really lucky time. And when this shows up in my reading, I go buy a lotto ticket too, because you can't win unless you play. So the Wheel of Fortune here, whatever you put into things, you get back. It's a very, very lucky time. So try those new endeavors that you've always wanted to try. The 3 is here at the top. This does feel like you have ended something. You're walking towards the future with a little bit of confusion, not really knowing which way to go, what to start first. You do have a plan. It does look like there is a solid plan. It does look like you may have walked away from some ideas or some plans or desires that you thought would be fulfilling, but maybe haven't been so much. So you're trying something new. It does feel like you're looking or embracing travel, could be even moving to over a large or a long distance. It does feel like you've been healing yourself and you're really in a great growth space. You've just learned a whole lot of stuff and it's like a little bit of confusion on how to facilitate putting that knowledge into motion, into action, into the universe, into the world. But it does look like you have made some decisions. You have some other decisions to make. So put a little motion behind those ideas, Gemini. I know you got that either last month or the month before, so it's a little bit of a continuation of keep going forward. Don't get to that stagnant place of non-motion. So you know what you need to do, just take that step into doing it. You have a lot of motion cards here. You have 3 wands in a row. You have a wand here, a wand here. So it's time to take those great ideas or even your uncertainty and present them to someone else, see how they are received. Share your ideas with others and you can get some very good information, maybe perfect them or figure out which direction to go next. But it does feel like a big change is in the air and you're not really knowing which way to go. You are ready, but it's kind of an uncertainty on which way to go. The 10 of Wands is here. If it is upright, it's usually, your plate is too full. This feels like your plate was really, really full for months and months and months, and then either, you graduated from your program or you quit that job, you started another. So it does feel like this big load is off of your shoulders right now, but it kind of brings in new question marks. Okay, what do I do with all this energy, time, money that I have? So it does feel like the confusion over the next step and what to do with your newfound skills or your newfound growth space is undetermined. So the Lovers are right here. It does feel like the Lovers can be the soulmate card. It does feel like you're open and you're ready to receive. I'm seeing this picture that For those gems that are not in a relationship, it feels like you weren't in a relationship for quite a while. It wasn't really even on the agenda, that you were putting your energy, time, money into something else. And now it's not because of loneliness or anything, but it feels like you've taken a step up in your happiness and opened your heart and you're ready to connect with someone again. You may have someone in mind as well. Or for those of you that are already in a relationship, it does feel like your relationship took a step up into a different space of reciprocation, of unconditional love. It just feels like your relationship took a step up into growth. And for those of you who are not interested in coupling this lifetime at all, it just may be open and ready to receive self-love, that you have a much higher opinion of yourself and some unconditional love coming your way. But being in the present time card, this is something that's happening right now. So there has been a shift either in your love life, your willingness to love, or in your own physical space or relationship. So Knight of Pentacles is here. Knights are all about motion. Pentacles can be about money and material things. It feels like you may have had to allocate some money to a new endeavor. You know, you may have bought a 401. You may have invested in a 401k. You may have bought a investment property, but it does look like that's something you have been saving for. You're ready to either invest in that or make some changes. The Knight of Pentacles also can mean that you may be getting a new job, or your money's coming into balance a little bit, or it can be just good news about money. So you may have been paying your college loans forever and a day. You may get that letter in the mail that says, woohoo, you're done. And you have that extra $200 a month or whatever it is. But it does indicate some positive news about money and material things. This is usually a very good card of moving forward. So you may get that job you've always wanted, or the promotion you've always wanted, but it is something positive and it is forward motion. What the basis of all this is the Six of Wands. This is also dictates motion. You have a lot of wands in here, but it does feel like you're going to get honored in some way. So you may be getting an award of some kind. You may be completing a class that you've been working on, but you will get honored and acknowledged for your contribution to either this project, to life. You may get it a thank you. You know, your kids who may have been wretched to you all these years may turn around egoless and say, wow, thanks mom for all the help, thanks dad for all the help. But it is some honoring, some true heart-to-heart honoring of your contribution in some way. The King of Wands also likes to dictate motion. If it is a person, it's a fire sign. That's an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This feels more like a person than a situation. But the King of Wands, he's about motion. He is about motion. But this is also feels like it is a friendship or a friend at the heart, that someone that's very honest and kind of fair-minded. So this may be a boss or someone that you really respect, that you need to ask for advice. It feels like they're very honest. They won't steer you wrong, and they're going to be kind of brutally honest. Those wands, they can be brutally honest on their opinion of what is going on. So it does feel like they've got your back. Go ahead and ask. They are very fair-minded and they will be quite honest. They also do represent good fortune. It is above the honoring. So you may be getting a raise or a promotion at work that is facilitated by this king. Queen of Wands is also here. So you got both queen and king. Put some motion behind those great ideas. Is there something you've been putting off? Are you getting ready to retire? Maybe it's time to do that. Are you getting ready to graduate high school? It may be time to think about your future and put some motion into your great ideas. The Queen of Wands, she's also about good fortune. She's also about movement. And and getting out in society a little bit. She is a positive authority. She's very honorable. So you may be having to take the high road. Someone may be coming to you and asking for your advice. So embody that Queen of Wands. Be honest, be forthright, and gentle as well in your communications. So if this is a person, this can be a fire sign. So that would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. There may be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries that you are working out some things with this lifetime. It does feel more on the personal level than on the work or school level or social level. So it could be a lover, it could be a family member, but it does feel like something is kind of unresolved with this Queen of Wands a bit, and an important conversation needs to happen. But it does feel like it will propel you into a more solid place of either commitment or friendship or just understanding one another. So it does feel like this Queen of Wands needs a little communication from you. The Ace of Pentacles is here. These are hands of God. This is money stuff or material things, but it feels more like an investment either paying off or something that you did in the past to create revenue is coming into fruition right now. So maybe did you start the stock market? Did you loan somebody some money that's coming back? These aces can be, hands of God, very large changes. And pentacles usually are a positive change about success and money, prosperity. Can be even a new idea that you are included in. Could be somebody else's endeavor that they ask opinion in, or it can be a collaboration that really creates more finances in your world. The Hermit is here. Unlike the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit goes to the top of the mountain to get inspiration and to really connect with the God of their heart or get that higher information from the universe. So it's not a runaway card. It's kind of going within. Four of Pentacles is isolation, run away, take your leave from everybody, hide under the covers. Whereas the Hermit is not. That is one of expansion and for enlightenment. So it does feel like you are on a new path of enlightenment, that you have found a new avenue, but it is requiring some quiet time for you to go into yourself a little quietly and get those answers. The Tower is here. That can be lessons through destruction. So it does feel like some immediate change is needing your attention. Some immediate situation needs your participation. So please do not ignore that. So is it time to revisit some old projects? Do you need to say something to one of these wands? Do you need to make some changes to better your life or things that you're putting off? Maybe waiting for an expectation. Do not wait on an expectation to make any changes. It is what it is, and it is what it is now. So no more hesitation. Go ahead and jump into that endeavor that you want to try. It does look like it will be fruitful, but that window of success is right now. Waiting too long may pass you by. It may pass you by if you wait too long. Okay, Gemini, that is your general reading, and I was gifted these wonderful gypsy cards by my Hawaiian Ohana a while ago, and I am going to use them for the first time. So it looks like fortune, so it does feel like you have good fortune happening, so take advantage of that. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Fortune card here, and this one is death. So something is ending in order to make room for something new. It does not feel like a physical death to me, although it's highly possible. I don't want to negate that. There's a lot of deaths, there's a lot of births happening right now with all these transits going on. So new creatures are coming into their bodies, and it feels like others are done with their lessons and they're giving up their earth suits. So there is a lot of change. Don't miss that window of opportunity thinking too long on which way to go. Take that first step into motion. If it's not the right direction, that's how we learn. come back and try a different direction. But please do not miss this window of opportunity. Do not let it pass you by. So whether it's going back to school, whether it's graduating, whether it's retiring, whether it's opening a 401k, there's something in your immediate awareness that needs some motion behind it. So take a moment to think about it and then put a little action behind it before that window passes you by.